Check 1, 2. If everyone can grab a seat, we'll get started. We're going to start in about 30 seconds. Get used to it. We got a lot of timers tonight. 30 seconds.
Just going to say welcome at your comment. Over here.
All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, thanks for coming. Most of us have met. If we have not, hey, on the hill, we do ears up. That means we're quiet. If we haven't met, I'm Josh, I'm the principal here at Holly Hill. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you for the folks over there here about 45 minutes ago and adored the tour. It's super important. These are very important conversations to kind of look ahead and look at the pathway for our district over the next 5, 10, beyond years. So 20? 30, there we go. So I'd like to introduce our superintendent, Mrs. Natasha Adams. She's going to take it from here.
Thank
So-
you. Thank you so much. We are so glad to have so many of you in the room tonight. We have a lot on the agenda, so I'm going to keep my comments brief. But I first just want to mention our Board of Education. Several of them are here tonight. We have Brian Patton, President, in the back. We have Jim Rudy, Vice President, Tammy Spencer, member, and Tina Sanborn, member. So thank you all for being here. It's vitally important to our Board of Education that we are open and transparent, that we provide opportunities for the community to get involved in our decision making, and you continue to keep showing up, and we just appreciate it so much. I also want to point out a couple of key partners that we have in the room tonight. Chloe Sharp is here from QC Conveyors. That's Chloe in the back. Jesse Simmons from Supply Chain OKI. Riley O'Grady from Lead. And Joy Lytle from the Clermont County Chamber of Commerce. So thank you all for being here. Community engagement is extremely important to us, and in addition to the partners who help us with wraparound services as well as WC Your Future kind of programming to expose kids to careers and possibilities after college or after high school, we have the Citizens Advisory Commission and the Community Advisory Team. If any of you are here from the CAT team or you've been on the CAC over the last couple of years, just please stand for a second and be recognized for all your extra time that you have been given to the service. Thank you so much. Well, just hot off the presses, we have some great news in West Clermont, and that is we just got our state report card results back. And although we don't just rely on that external data, it is good to have that third-party affirmation that we truly are on the rise. So for the second year in a row, we have received 4 stars out of 5, and that's definitely a step up for us, an improvement. And there's a couple of little details under the hood that even make it more significant. First, we have moved up 64 places from last year. So that means we have leapfrogged over 64 other school districts on the rise. And the report card is broken down into some different categories. One is growth, and that's about what Ohio expects every student to at least grow a year. Well, on average in West Clermont, our kids are growing more than a year. So much to the point that our score is 8.881, and we're in the top 11% of the state of Ohio in growing students. So that is phenomenal. We have our best performance index, which is an achievement score, the best one we've had since COVID, which again tells us that we're going beyond recovering and we're moving on. We're getting past COVID, learning loss, and we are growing and developing our students. And then finally, gap closing. That's about students in our school district that are special needs, English language learners, different subgroups that are not just all students. And this is one of the hardest groups to address their unique needs. And we have scored a 5 out of 5 on growing them and helping their achievement prosper. And so we are very, very proud of that, as we are a very diverse school district. So one final round of applause. And you might have heard this, last year, kind of the end of the year, we were announced as West Clermont High School is in the top 20% of high schools across America. So we are really, really, really proud of the strong investments that we've made in our school system and the results that we are seeing. So why are we here tonight? We are here again to continue the conversation. We started coming together in 2021 with these town hall moments so that we could put the challenges on the table for us all to look at. And we came to a conclusion. We had 5 main challenges: educational programming, safety and security, and well-being of our staff and students, determining what the purpose and design of a modern school is, facilities, and transportation. And that's been our conversation throughout. And as we've led these town halls, we've moved from identifying challenges to really asking the question, what's it going to take to ensure every learner in West Clermont is future ready? Because we know we can't do what we've always done and expect to get different results. And so what would that look like? So that was 2022. In 2023, we moved to master facilities, looking at all of our learning environments. What exactly is important for modern learning? What's important for staff collaboration? what's important for the well-being of students. And so we've been on this journey, and you've been there, right there with us, in surveys, focus groups, and in meetings like this. So that brings us to where we are today. Thanks to the hard work of the Citizens Advisory Commission, they, at the end of the year, presented to the Board of Education a strategic plan. We call it Blazing New Trails, and it will take us through 2030. And the whole idea for that plan is to execute on all the solutions people have been coming up with to our 5 big challenges. And so tonight's town hall will kind of be a culmination from 2021 to today as to where have we been, where are we making progress, where do we still have some gaps that we need to fill. So that's what tonight is all about. And you'll get a chance at the end of the conversation to look at what our biggest topic is right now, and that is the learning environment and the facility conversation. We'd really like you to weigh in on what you're hearing about the CAT team proposal and what you think should happen going forward. It's very important to hear from you. And then in a few weeks, we will kick off our very first Financing Our Future town halls. And these will not be large engagements like this. These will be very small engagements. We will start with 5 to 8 people at a time. We're going to start with business leaders in our community for the first one. And then we will just keep having these over and over and over again over the course of the next couple years. And so that will be a slower rollout. It'll be smaller, more intimate, and more time to talk about finance. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Where's Earhart? Where did that come from? Mr. Gephardt.
We just met.
I got Mr. Gephardt, who is the assistant superintendent here in West Clermont, leading our engagement process and leading our facilities process. And so please welcome Mr. Gephardt, and we're going to turn all the conversation over to you at your tables.
Thank you, Mrs. Adams. Thank you guys for coming tonight. So we're really excited about this as we move forward, and some of our CAP members are here, and we want to thank them as well. We're going to get to those solutions at the end, but we're going to look at the journey that got us there. And so at this time, we're going to start this at our tables, our facilitators. We've already talked, and this is an interactive town hall, which means we need participation. So the first thing I need everyone to do, if you have not done so, we're going to take 2 minutes just to introduce yourself and what your role is with the district. Could be parent, could be staff member, community member. So 2 minutes just to introduce yourself, facilitators, introduce yourself, and we'll go from there and make sure that you have identified a vote taker. So 2 minutes. You ready? All right, we're going to go into section 1. It's going to be 10 minutes, and we'll have to slide the maps over a little bit. This is when you use your cards, facilitators, and we're going to start at the top. Narrators start. We've got 10 minutes on the clock, and we're going to get started with section 1, year at a glance. Hopefully you guys are on discussion questions at this time. We have about 4 minutes. Be on first. All right, that concludes section 1. One of the things I want to mention is that if you get into a conversation on one of the questions, it's fine. If you guys are interacting with that and you're talking about that, it's fine. There is no grade for complete at all questions, okay? Those are a guide for you as you go through. There is no A if you answer every single question, okay? So I know some of you are overachievers, but if you get in a conversation and you go into it deeper, that's fine. We just use that as a guide for you as we go on. As you can see from section 1, we've come a long way. And as we go on to section 2, we have 5 minutes. All yours.
Okay, so we know most about forward progress.
About 9 seconds. Take the sun fall. Move here down over there. You guys want to move over here? Be sunscreen? All right, we're going to move on to section 3, Together as One Community. If you can restart that at 5 for me, that'd be great.
They listen to her. So, they came up with 5 big challenges that we had. One is so like our library. It doesn't really serve us if we don't have there's not throughout the building. And then this talks about different numbers. So we've had 16 people. I know about my last
All right, that ends section 3. Just summary of section 3, as you can see, there's a lot of community engagement. One of the things we're very proud of is being transparent. Now we go into current realities in section 4. We have 10 minutes. This will focus in on CAC and some of the efforts that we had, as Mrs. Adams talked about before. So we're going to move to section 4. We have 10 minutes. We've got, would you guys like to move over here? It's going to go pretty quick.
So if this is the way that we are allowed to have our meetings. What would be the competitive advantage of attending what how we want to
is the end of section 4. We're going to move on to section 5, the district strategic plan. Remember, we talked about that, Mrs. Adams talked about that as the CAC made a recommendation for 2030. Just a little bit of conversation about that. We have 5 minutes on this section. All right. So we started the journey, we saw where we were at, we saw where we want to go, and now we're going to take a look at how we're going to get there from our facilities, from our CAT team recommendation, from our sunny table over here. You sure you guys don't want to move? You're just going to say, no, we're going to stick it out. Been here this long. All right, so we're going to move on and for the next 5 minutes. We're going to talk about what the CAT team did, and then we're going to look at solutions after that. So about 15 minutes for the next 2 sections, 5 on this one, and ready, set, go. Okay, we're going into 7 now. So one of the things that we go into is we look at solutions. I know we got a lot of conversations, if you just give me 1 second. As we go into section 7, we're going to spend about 10 minutes talking about solutions. Nothing has been decided, nothing has gone forward, but these are what came from the CAT team as some recommendations to the board. Nothing has been decided. That will not be decided until a future date. So as we look at these solutions, this is some of the things that you talked about in 6 with the aging buildings that we do have, about us running out of space, about enrollment, about being consistent throughout the district. And these are some of the solutions that the CAT team came up with. And again, the CAT team started back in February. We had 6 meetings, a lot of community engagement, and this is where this came from. This wasn't something that we decided we're just going to put out there. It came from this committee that we put together from our CAT team. We had people for anywhere from 40, 30, 60. A lot of people were invited to this and came and were active members. They were parents, they were staff members, community members that were part of the CAT team. So this is what we have. Nothing's been put into place. This is what the board will be considering as we move forward. So if we take 10 minutes on this section and talk a little bit about the solutions that came forward from the CAT team.
Slide it.
Go ahead and,
Slide 8.
yeah, slide 8.
Okay, I can tell that the conversation's dying down just a little bit, so I'm gonna take that opportunity to jump in. If I was standing at the middle school right now, I would say, okay, eyes on my teeth. That always gets people's attention when you're in middle school. So what I want to take a moment to do is tell you how important you are to this process. We have a very aggressive schedule that we're following. You'll find yourself here tonight, September 18th, at the Holly Hill Building Tour in Town Hall. We've got several other things to do on route to the Board of Education making a decision. So I want you just to understand those steps a little bit better tonight, and it'll give you plenty of time to give us feedback. So on September 23rd, we'll have a board meeting at Union Township, and at that time, we'll be presenting our 2030 financial plan. That will look ahead with our crystal ball to 2030, mapping out as much as we can possibly recall and analyze and critique and make sure that our finances are in order to get us to 2030 so that the community and the board can see where we're headed with our strategic plan. There won't be any votes that night. This is just more information for everyone to digest. October 4th is an alumni event. We're having homecoming, so we invite all alumni. I know any alumni in the room? All right, all right. Well, we're great. Alumni really represented tonight, so great. October 9th, we will move to Merwin for another round of this. It'll hopefully bring out a lot more people to continue the conversation. It will be centered, obviously, on Merwin that night. Will you flip it for me since I'm far away? And we will just keep the conversation going, gathering as much information as we can from the community and our families. Then, this is a significant night, October 15th. I'll be bringing with my team a significant amount of information to the Board of Education. What we'll do is we'll break down the analysis of the plan that the CAT has brought forward. We'll refine it, because as you know, the preschool part is still kind of left out there. So we'll analyze all that and bring a recommendation forward. We will share the operational impact to this decision, if it were to go forward, the educational impact, as well as the financial, so we can lay it all out. We want to especially look at, we know these challenges are real. They're not going to go away whether we are successful in passing a bond and building buildings or not. They're going to still be there. And so there's going to be costs, and it's a matter of the community deciding how do we want to invest in those costs, what makes the most sense. That's what I'm going to try to lay out, because this is a community decision. It's a community-driven process. We just want to make sure you have all the information that we can possibly gather together and present to you in advance. So that'll be what I do October 15th. The board still won't vote that night. They will vote on October 28th to accept my proposal from the cabinet and basically say we agree that these are challenges. We agree that the superintendent's proposal is a possible solution for those challenges, but we want to know more. So it still doesn't put it on the ballot. It just helps this process continue to move farther along. So that takes us to the end of October. Then in November, I'll give like a state of things to our staff, and we'll be doing that in the community too, making sure that we are putting videos out, information out, communication that helps keep everybody informed. And then we move our attention to the middle school. And we will really target pre-K parents to 4th grade. The parents are going to be the most impacted by any decision going forward. We want to make sure that they're highly informed, highly engaged, and we want them to see what's ahead of them for the middle school. So please tell your preschool and early elementary parents about this event. November 14th, we'll do a similar event as we did tonight, and then that'll get us closer to November 25th. November 25th is the first time the board taking all the information that we have gathered and the recommendation that we put forward, and we'll decide to put a resolution of necessity, and that will be the first step toward the ballot issue. That will prompt then the the treasurer to work with the auditor's office to get the numbers correct, to make sure the ballot language is correct, and work through that process. So that's a part one of a two-step process. That's November 25th. The second step is December 9th, and that is what you call a resolution of necessity. So as we go along, the board will make those decisions, and those will make it official to put an issue on the ballot if that's what they choose to do. So again, every effort that we're doing now to collect your input and get feedback will go to the board so that they are the most informed that they can possibly be to make the best decision based on what the community wants. And then the rest of the timeline really is just kind of depends on what they say. If there's going to be no plan going forward, then we'll have to create a short-term plan, a mitigation plan. So we'll start working on that. Otherwise, we will be putting an issue on the ballot and continuing to inform the community of everything that they need to know about our finances and what's ahead. And that's kind of what takes us throughout the rest of the year. So we, again, thank you very much for being here. We have one more action step as your final piece of feedback for tonight. So I'm going to have Mr. Gephardt run you through that. And just want to thank you again from the bottom of my heart for you being here tonight and giving of your time. It really means a lot to us. So, Mr. Gephardt.
Thank you. So we have call to action. So there's sheets, if you can hand those out, facilitators, a call to action. If you can fill those out, those really help us as we want to continue this open, two-way communication with you, as you will be. We will not call you every day. You will not get a text message from us every day. But we do want to make sure that you're part of our database because you are the ones, obviously, that are going to help us as we move forward. So if we can fill those out. All the facilitators, please collect all the stuff, put everything back in the, what do you call that thing? What do you call that? Box, yeah. Put it back in the plastic box, and we'll collect those. So all materials go back into there. As you leave here today, as a thank you, we have a swag bag for you that we will give you. So everyone can please take one of those. There's a lot of great items in there. There are no Bengals tickets, but we are going to root for them next Monday night as they will come back. So we want to thank you guys for coming. The sun is finally set, and it's not in our eyes anymore. But again, thank you guys for coming out. We appreciate you guys.